So how do you count in a foreign system? How does it work to count in a foreign system? Well, let's we're doing base 5 right here. So here's the key point. In base 5, we never see or write the number 5, which seems kind of weird. What do you mean we never see or never write a 5? Well, I mean instead we write 0 and carry 1 to the left. That's what we do. So let me just give you, that's the rule. And I'll get to the logic about why in the world do we have such a weird rule in a moment. So let's just do it, and then we'll talk about why it's true afterwards. So here we go. I'm going to count in base 5. Now I know they want me to start at 312. I'll get to that in a second. Let me first just start with 1. Just give you the feel. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3. In fact, let me space these out a little bit more. So 1, I'm just counting in base 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's easy, right? I'm just counting in base 5, but hold on. I can't write that, can I? Right? So in base 5, when you're counting, you cannot have a 5. Well, okay, right? So it says right here, base 5, we never see a 5. What do? Instead, we write a 0, and we carry 1 to the left. So instead, I'll make that 0, and I'll carry 1 to the left. In other words, it's the number 10. That's weird, isn't it? But actually, now let me bring in some of the truth, some of the logic. That's right. What do you mean that's right? Well, think about, this is the 1's place, this is the 5's place, right? Remember the place values. We're in base 5 here. So this is 1 in the 5's place. 1, 5 is 5. And no 1s, that is a number 5. You see how 1, 0 is actually 5 in base 5? It's true, isn't it? That really is a 5 in base 5. Again, because you got to remember the place value. That's why we spend all that time carefully looking at place values in the various systems. Remember, in the base 5 system, this is the 1's place and then the 5's place. So 1, 0 is 1, 5 and 0, 1. So that's 5. That is a 5. That making sense? That's true, isn't it? All right, let's keep going. Then you just, once you've done that weird kind of thing, then you just go back to normal. What do I mean normal? What comes after 1, 0? 1, 1, right? It looks like a 10. I don't like to call it 10. It's okay, you can call it 10. But I'll just call it, 1, 0. And what comes next is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, right? You just go like normal. Just go like normal until you hit a 5. Because remember, what does it say up here? In base 5, we're never going to see a 5. Right? We can't have that 5. Well, what do? Instead, we write a 0 and we carry 1 to the left. So I'm going to make that 0 and carry, so this will become 2. 20. But it's not really 20. Well, what is it? Anybody know? What is that number really? 20 base 5? This is weird, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 20? What in the world? Well, it's right. It's right. Let me show you. This is the 1's place. This is the 5's place. Remember? Remember, we're in base 5. So this is 2 in the 5's place. What is 2 5s? 2 nickels. 10. That's 10 and no more. No pennies. Yeah, that's a 10. Do you see how that's really 10? 2 5s, 2 nickels, and no pennies, that's 10 cents. 2 5s and no more, that's 10. Is that what the number should be? Yeah, because this is really 5, as we said. This is really 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that is the 10th number. It makes sense that that's a 10. 2-0 base 5, that really is a 10, isn't it? Everybody seeing that? See why this 1, 1 is really 6? Because again, this is the ones place and the fives place. So 1, 5, 1 nickel, 1 penny. That's a 6, isn't it? Everybody see that? Everybody see how this 1, 1 is really 6? And the 1, 2, fives place, 1 place is really 7 because it's 1 nickel, 2 pennies, etc. Do you see how this is really the truth? What I like about math, it's nobody's opinion, it's just truth. All right, and then we just keep on going. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. But again, can't write a 5. What do we do? 0 and carry, so it becomes 3-0, etc. Are we good there? So I'm going to go back and do the actual question, which our actual question is start at 312 and do the next 12 numbers. So I'm going to do that. I just wanted to show you how base 5 counting generally works. Now let's go to the specific question they're asking us. Here we go. So they're saying, okay, start at 312 and do the next 12 numbers in base 5. All right, so what comes after 312? Well, 313, right? You just, what's next? 314, 315. Hold on. I can't write 315, right? Right? Everything's normal until you get to the 5. In base 5, we're never going to see a 5. Can't write that 5. Instead, we write a 0 and we carry 1 to the left. So I say, oh, okay, I gotta do that. So write a 0 and carry 1. So this will become a 2. So it's 320, isn't it? Everybody see that? I wrote where the 5 appeared. I crossed it out, wrote a 0, and carried 1 to the left. So it became 320. That's really the next number. Now, I know that might seem totally bizarre to you, but do you realize that's exactly what we do in our own base 10 system? I know you don't think that way. No way, that's craziness. But it's just because base 10 has become so natural for you that you don't think about it anymore. But this, if you're feeling like this is weird, that is exactly how younger folks you teach will feel when you first teach them about counting in our system. Think about it. 7, 8, 9. What comes next in our system? You write a 0 and you carry. When? When you hit 10, right? Because we have a base 10 system, don't we? So do you see when you hit the base amount, in the base 10 system, when you hit 10, you have to move into the next column. You have to write a 0 and carry 1 to the next column. Younger folks that you first teach this to, they'll think that's craziness because they're thinking, how can a 1 and a 0 be higher than 7, 8, and 9? They'll think that's crazy. How can 1 and 0 be higher than 7, 8, and 9? 1 and 0 are the tiniest numbers. Well, it's all because we have a place value system. When you carry into the next place, it's worth more. You know that so well that it's hard for you to even intentionally think about it, but hopefully this will help you to help the younger folks who are not so natural at it. That makes sense? So if you think about it in base systems, place value systems, base systems, whenever you hit the base number, that's when you carry. So in base 10, when we hit 10, it's time to carry. So therefore in base 5, when you hit 5, it's time to carry. Instead, write a 0. And what does that mean? You write a 0 and you carry 1 to the left, don't you? See how it's exactly the same thing? Questions I can answer so far. I got one in the chat box, it looks like. Let's see. It's the same for all base. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So if you're doing base 3, the minute you hit base 3, write a 0 and carry. When you're in base 4, the minute you write a 4, instead, cross it out, write a 0, and carry, etc. Whatever base you're in, when you hit that base number, instead write a 0 and carry. So question in the chat. So do you just leave the next number alone? For example, you left change the 1 and the 5, but not the 3. Yeah, right. We only carry one spot to the left, right? Just like our system, right? Think about our system. What if I had 389? The next number, I would write a 0 and I would carry. I wouldn't mess with the 3, would I? Just the next column, right? Just like our system. It's exactly the same. It just feels so different. Other questions? So I keep going. So let's keep going. So then on this one, then you just keep going. So 321, 322, 323, 325. I don't know why they put these boxes. Wait, no, just the blanks. So it's all just normal. You just keep going up by 1. 325. But hold on. Oh, can't write that 5. Too small. 325. I cannot write that 5. So it's just business as usual until you hit the base number. So in base 5, we can't have a 5. So what am I going to do? I'm going to write a 0 and carry. So it's going to be 330. And then you just go back to business as usual. 331, 332, 333, 334, done. I'm done with that problem. Is that good? Questions on that? I got something in the chat box. So do you leave the next number alone, for example? Yeah, so that was the one I answered. Other questions? All right, let me wrap up that one.